N'a salué tout le monde qui branché, and we want to welcome all of you that are here today. Welcome to Wake Up Mom. My name is Guylaine Berry, and this month of April is the month of Child Abuse Awareness Month. We were all children at some point. So today we have a special guest, a friend, and also someone that is doing great work in the community, Dr. Eugenise Mompremier. And we all know how difficult it is to deal with teenagers, especially high schoolers. Well, she's a mother. She is a wonderful person doing the work. And also, she is in the educational realm, educating our future leaders. Without further ado, I would like to let Dr. Eugenise Mompremier say a couple of words regarding this issue, regarding this topic of Child Abuse Awareness Month. Welcome to Wake Up Mom, Dr. Eugenise Mompremier.
Good evening, Madam Gillian Berry, Dr. Berry, for the invite. And I really appreciate it. Good evening to everyone. And thank you for inviting us tonight, your house. Talking about child abuse is not an easy topic because when you hear the word child, and you know is a baby in your hand, it doesn't matter as a parent.
Mhm.
When you hear those things, that hurts your feeling and you don't know what to do. And we thank God because in our community now, people talk about that. They used to talk about a lot of things because as an Haitian descent myself, we didn't want to talk about sexual abuse or abuse in our household. This is why there is something, a quote in French who said, "Le linge sale, c'est lave en famille." Your dirty laundry, what happened to them? They stay between us, between the
Mhm.
family, and you don't talk about it. And when we talk about child abuse, there's a lot of things child abuse. It can be sexual, it can be mental, it can be physical, and there is something us Haitian we know. We call it restare. All of those are sexual. Those are abuse as well. And
Mhm.
therefore, we say thank you for inviting us tonight and give us the opportunity to go over that conversation with you.
So when we're talking about child abuse, first of all, what is child abuse? What is the limits where we say that this child is being abused? Because a lot of times people think that good parenting, you have to discipline your child, whereas another person might think that this is abuse. So, how do you elaborate? Where do you draw the line between abuse and disciplining a child?
Okay, what you call abuse most of the time, you abuse a child when you beat that child so much, you have blood. But the Bible says you have to correct your children as well. Because if you don't correct the child, what's going to happen to that child? Later on, when you have a tree, the tree go like this. There's no way for you to bring that tree back. And therefore, you have to find a way to discipline your child, not to beat that child in a way that kids cannot even breathe. And most of the time, some of us abuse even our very little babies. They want, and you can be pow pow for that baby, and that pow pow hurts. But can we call that abuse? Yes, it can be abuse. But when people say what I don't like here, they say don't touch the kids. But when you don't touch them, what happens? You find our child in jail. This is another subject. Leave it there. Yes, we have to discipline our children, but we have to know how and when to discipline your children. And you have to start that even when they are a baby in the crib. You talk to them. This is discipline. Papi, mommy, honey, sweetheart, if you do this, if you do that, man, gonna pow pow. And you show them what papa is. But that doesn't mean don't beat them in a way they have blood. I hope I answer your question.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that abuse is only within the line of physical, or there are other abuse that could be emotional, that could be mental? What are all the different forms of abuse? Because, some people might be abused, but they do not have any scar, they do not have any blood, they do not have anything to show, but that person say that they've been abused.
And I'm happy you asked that question because most of the time people think abuse is when you see mark in someone's body. The abuse can be mental, it can be physical, it can be sexual, and the worst one is the mental one. Because
Mm-hmm.
when people use certain word to hurt those kids' feelings, that's a deeper scar, deeper than we think. Most of the time, when the child was abused, like sexually, for example, that leave a scar as well in that child, and that affect that child mental as well. And therefore, question you should ask: how we know when a child is or being abused? What the signs? You might ask myself, how are you going to recognize that? One thing I'm going to say to all of the parents who are listening, moms mostly, when your heart tells you something is wrong, know that thing is wrong. When, when your heart tells you something is wrong, know that thing is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because us, mother, there is a way our Father in heaven created us which is different from our brothers. Or intuitions, something on us when we look at that child, we say, I think something happened. This is what communication is very important, is the key. Parents, you have to learn to talk to your children. Not only when you need them to do something for you. You bring your child after school in the car, honey, how was your day? If you say it like that, they say, oh, I was fine. I say, oh, okay. You leave it that, you change all the way. Honey, what did you talk to today? Honey, what did the teacher do today? What about your classmates? And you keep on asking questions to see exactly what happened during the day. And when your child feel comfortable, he will open. But you have to know how to recognize the sign, how to talk to your children.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for sharing that. When I was a court interpreter, and I've seen different cases that has to do with abuse. And a lot of times, us parents, we have a tendency of telling our children, be careful around strangers.
Mm.
And as I'm getting older and understanding a lot of things that have happened, and I've seen, experience, and also um, paying attention, read, heard, seen. For the parents that are watching today, I hope that instead of telling your children, be careful of strangers,
Mm.
teach your children to pay attention to strange behaviors.
Oh, I wish I could go like this. I'm sorry. You're so sorry. Yes.
Because a lot of times it's the people that we know in our surroundings that could be the danger, that could be the, how can I
The,
say this?
the predator,
Hmm?
the predator.
The predator,
Yes.
or that person that is abusing or being abusive to our children or even us. However, we are taught to say to our children, to our people, oh, be careful of strangers. And whether you are young, whether you are a mother, whether you are a teacher, or you are an older person, such as myself, be aware of strange behaviors. And especially, we are doing this show about Wake Up Mom. Moms, fathers, pay attention to even your children, because sometimes it may not be a grown-up, it might be their peers. So pay attention to strange behaviors, I hope.
And I love the fact you brought that, because most of the time we say stranger danger. But let me give you the statistic. 93% of our children usually get abused by someone they know. Someone they
teach
know.
our children to be aware of strangers.
93%. And 59% by friends of the family or acquaintances or their peers. 34% by an uncle, a grandfather, or somebody. And stranger danger, guess how many percent you think it is? 7%.
And here it is that we are going around telling our children to stay away from strangers, to be aware, to be careful of strangers. And even us, I think we should be more aware of strange behaviors. So yeah.
I love that word, strange behaviors. And don't say, oh, it's my thing. No. What you see when the Holy Spirit pointed out to you is the truth. Don't go and say, oh, this is my cousin. My cousin cannot do something. Really? I love talking about my grandmother. You knew that. My grandmother used to say, I don't care. You are the father, you are the uncle, you are the brother. No kid, no girl has to sit down on your laps. I don't care who you are. When you are asleep, when you're sleeping, I don't know who you are. And therefore, no one, you cannot trust. And I used to say, man, that lady. But when you're getting older, you understand. When you're raising your children as well, you understand.
And some of you that are watching, maybe you did not have a father like my father that told me, do not sit on people's laps. Maybe you did not have a mother that taught you certain strange behaviors, or a grandmother like Dr. Eugenie's grandmother that told her that. So hopefully she'll feel comfortable sitting on her husband's lap. I'm talking about you.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's the truth. It's the truth. You have to protect our children.
Yeah.
You have to protect them. Because you don't want father to ask us, what did you do to the child? That doesn't mean things will not happen. You can be very cautious. You can pay attention. You can do everything in your power. Things can happen. But do the best of your best so you can protect your child.
And yes, talking about do the best that you can to protect your child or your children. Sometimes the kids, they see things happen, and as like I usually say, kids learn by what they see, not so much by what you say. And a lot of parents nowadays, mothers or caregivers, sometimes they feel like if they say something, it might affect the financial help that they're getting from that person. And a lot of times they pretend like they don't see anything. And how do people find a safe place to report strange behaviors?
You have to call the 1-800 number abuse, child child abuse. You go 1-800 child abuse. And also, what you need to do, for example, for the churches, I use the churches because I know when that happens, you talk to your pastors and don't be afraid to call the police. I tell people, like I have my brother-in-law is a pastor. He said, before you call me, call the police.
Wow.
He said, don't come and tell me, oh, that so and so
Mhm.
touch your child, and you call me, oh, pastor. No, you call law enforcement first
Mhm.
because your child, you need to protect your child.
So let's say that a lot of people might be suspicious of something, but they don't really have a real reason. So I've done a lot of shows with lawyers, doctors, teachers, and people that stakeholders of the community. But I think that besides just telling people that they should report, is there a
Mhm.
proper way to report so police can take you seriously? Because remember
When you come, sorry.
that we are living here, and with everything that's happening, maybe if someone is an immigrant and they are dealing with issues, they may be afraid
Mhm.
to report certain things because they do not want to put themselves in a position where they lose everything because they want to report and they are afraid that person might use that against them. So we are living in tough times where, someone might be dealing with issues such as child abuse or even personal abuse themselves, and they are afraid to report certain things. So can you shine the light on this, on how
I,
to
I,
really?
I don't want to go to that word right now because of the political reason, but before, if that happened, before immigrations, let's say the way immigration is going on right now, if, for example, somebody is the one who's supposed to give you your green cards and abusing your child, things like that, before, if you call the immigrations, guess what? They will give you your paper. I cannot talk for what I don't know now.
That
I'm
was
talking about.
then, okay? Because I want everybody that's tuning in, watching, listening, to be aware that some of those things no longer apply.
But I'm not a lawyer. I'm not gonna say anything. Or the only thing I'm gonna say, check with a lawyer first before, because before when that happened, if that person is the one who's giving you your green card, if that person is abusing your child, when
Mhm.
you call the immigration, you give you a paper, and that gentleman or woman will end up going to jail. But nowadays we don't know, and therefore I don't wanna speculate. This is the proper words about that. But one thing I would tell a parent, there is no reason for you to stay, for someone to keep on abusing your child, and for you to accept that. Because that child, what we find out, most of them, sometimes they end up killing themselves. We
Mm.
don't want that to happen. And I believe they cannot send all of us out. Some people are here to stay. With paper, without paper, God say, wherever your feet trail belong to you. This is me. This is the way I know it. This is the way I see it. And therefore, we need to tell our people, just don't, no, there is no reason for anyone, not because they give you food, clothing, shelters, for you to let someone else abusing your child.
Yeah.
You ask your Father in heaven, He will open the door for you. You found a way to put out that door, and God will guide you. This is me. This is the way I see this. I believe it, and I trust in our Father, and I know you trust in our Father as well, Gillen. He will open doors for you, because it's better for you to say, if they send me home, I prefer going back home, wherever it's Haiti, whatever country. But your child will say, Mommy, why did you stay?
Yeah.
Papi, Why didn't do anything?
And thank you for elaborating on this because predators are everywhere.
Yes, ma'am.
And for all of you that are watching here today, do me a favor, pay attention to strange behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I have shared in the past with Dr. Eugenise, and it's also written in the book, Adjust the Volume Until the Message is Clear, is that so many times we are dealing with adults that are bleeding on people that did not hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're watching today, although it's Child Abuse Awareness Month, you have dealt with some abuse in the past yourself, seek therapy, a
Yes.
coach, or talk to someone that you trust so that you don't have to keep bleeding on people that did not hurt you.
And I didn't give the number earlier. It's the 1-800-799-7233. You can call
Again,
that number or 211 and they will direct you. And I'm
what's the
happy you
number
said that.
again? Please give us
If
the
you
number
permit
again.
me, you see, you can see that too. This is about abuse.
Yes. Oh, wow. That is amazing.
One eight hundred
So
seven nine
what?
nine 7233 or 211.
Or 211. Yes.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about the book.
Oh, sometimes people said, why your book is in French? You see, du charbon au
Mm-hmm.
diamant. But
Mm-hmm.
it's from charcoal to diamond. Well, the reason I put it in French because I realized somebody else already have the title in English.
Oh, okay.
And I already have that name, I already bought the name, and then I say, okay, let me use it. And that book, you if you wanna know, see, let me put it like this. You're gonna see a
Mm-hmm.
little black girl with a diamond on her hand and a lady with a beautiful dress. What did you see that little girl is doing, Dr. Berry, too? What she's doing with that diamond on her hand?
She's handing the diamond to the lady.
What did you see in that lady head?
How do you call
A
it?
crown.
Uh,
The
I
lady has
forgot.
a
Like
crown.
what the queen wore, the crown. Yes.
Yes, she has a crown. That little girl, is a version, the little version of that woman, because she was
Mm.
abused. From the charcoal, to get a diamond from the charcoal, you have to hit that charcoal with more
You
a
have to
lot.
go through the process.
The process is not easy. And now, and that little girl survived all of the abuse, and now she becomes that beautiful woman. If you have someone, and most the way I wrote my book, and it's funny for anybody. If you have a fourth grade level, you will be able to understand. You are a doctor like Dr. Berry, you will understand it. And you are a lawyer, you're gonna understand the book. If you're looking for big words, no, I don't send you to the dictionary. And therefore, this
Nice.
is why, and you can find it.
Congratulations.
And yes, and therefore, one of the reasons I wrote that book, most of the time when we talk about abuse, people don't see it. And I people go after the survivor. I believe in preventions. Des French say, prévenir vaut mieux que guérir. And the English say prevention is better than cure. And this is why I love educating people about abuse. When you talk about it, when you bring awareness about it, people know about it, and they will make sure they pay attention to their children. You don't wait for that to happen, and this is when you're gonna look for the survivor. No. Let put ourselves together as a community, educate each other. And I love because you are a mentor, you are my mentor, but she didn't say that. She's one of my mentors. And also you you're someone who always motivated others, young and old. And you can find people like Glenn Berry and call her. She'll be happy to help. And she has a program. I love your program. Unfortunately, the first one I couldn't go. The program you're having for the modern, I'm not saying that not because you're having that thought. For me, that comes straight from my heart as well. Because it's okay. Because most of the time we have tendency as women, we carry a lot of baggage.
Yeah. And
And
then
we keep
we
our
put
head
makeup
up.
on, some of
Yes,
us
and you
a
put on
wig
makeup,
on.
you walk in, everybody think You got it, sister. And sometimes, no, not sometimes, all the times, or pillow, if the pillows can talk, they will tell, man, that lady who bothered me so much last night by crying that in those pillows. And therefore, what you're doing, you might think is an idea. I know it's more than an idea for you, but this is a calling. You're
Thank you.
touching lives and you're doing something in a place to put the mother in a place to know, I see you. Someone sees you.
Yes, yes. And thank you, Dr. Eugenise, and I appreciate the work that you're doing and also for acknowledging that I like to encourage people because sometimes we just look at people and wondering why don't they do better without knowing the whole picture and the whole situation. But if you see someone is trying, a smile, a word of encouragement will probably change their lives. And we never know what kind of struggle someone is going through.
Mm-hmm.
And as we getting older, as I am getting older, I am understanding certain things. And since we are talking about Child Abuse Awareness Month, one thing that I would encourage everybody as we're getting closer to the end of our segment today, I want to encourage everyone to pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings and try to understand what's going on. Ask questions, not just asking questions to other people, but ask yourself questions sometimes. And a lot of times, the, the answer will be revealed to you, whether it's to another person or to yourself. Ask questions and try to find out what the answer is. So, I would like to ask you, Dr. Eugenise Mompremier, before we end this segment today, is there a question? Is there something that you wanted to share that we did not cover here today so we could continue to empower other people and also encourage them to engage and try to find a solution to their problems? We have the power within us, and God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ want you to be well, but hopefully everything that you've been going through or gone through will serve you as a lesson, not just for yourself, but to exhort other people. So, Dr. Eugenise?
What a sister Eugenise. I love that one. What I would like to say, parents always have a good communicate with your children. Pay attention. Young ladies and young men, and most of the time we think it's only the young ladies that happen to both young men and young women as well.
Or seniors,
Seniors,
elderly.
if you're going through that situation right now, don't stay quiet. Find someone you trust. Open your heart. Find help. And when you finish to find help, like that little girl I just saw at the top of the book, be the voice. Don't let nobody shut your voice. No, 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 no. Be like the lion in the desert who's roar like in a way you put yourself there, you're gonna save the others because there are some of us don't have the voice. Be the voice, and don't let nobody tell you you cannot do it. Most of the time, when you survive certain situations, there is a reason for that. What I'm gonna say, you can say, why I have to go through that? But God's ways are not always. His ways not always. Sometimes we go to certain situations is for you to help someone tomorrow. You might say, why? Let me give you, sorry for that. I'm going to jump to something else. I remember when we lost our first child, it was hard on me. And I was asked God, why? But I find the reason why. Do you know why? When I meet someone who just lost a child, when that person is talking, I understand what that person is going through. And Father will put the proper words in my mouth to say or to stay quiet, hold that person's hands in a way that person know I understand. Do you understand? It's the same thing. Sometimes we go to certain things so you can become the voice for the voice. There's no voiceless. The people didn't find their voice yet. We use voiceless, but use that power you have, because the survivor, some of us take them for granted, or you use them. I'm sorry for that word. Some of us use them, not way where not nice. But the survivor survived for a reason. He survived to teach me a lesson. He survived to help the young lady I encounter who's having problem. I cannot reach her, but if I call that survivor, when she sit down and talking to that young lady, and that young lady will find comfort. And this is the reason why you are where you are today. But use that as a catalyzer. I'm a big word today. Catalyzer to help others and be the voice, and always ask God what is the reason, find the reason, the purpose, and tap into your purpose and make it become yours only. Don't worry, 10,000 people may do same things, but you will be different, because all of us are different. We work in different way. The way I do things, I can do same thing with Gill and Berry, and we're not doing the same things. Same thing for you to see. You see the same thing, but guess what? The way I present it, or the way Gillian present it, will be different.
Because we are all unique.
Yes.
Yes.
And therefore, be the lion. Roar. Roar. And be the protectors. When you are a lion, you protect your children, your little curves. Protect them. Be
Yes.
with them. Encourage them. And you use your inside words. And the most important things, connect with your Father. He will direct your path. And you will be the voice for those who don't have the voice.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And hopefully today, the seeds that we have sown will produce good fruits. And hopefully someone will use our voices, our words to encourage themselves so they could make this world a better place. And for all of you that are watching Wake Up Mom, if you're a mother, please use your intuition. If you see something, say something, do something. And also, for all of you that are watching, hopefully you'll share, you'll comment, you'll subscribe, you'd like. But what I'm really going to ask you is that your insight matters to us, so we could continue creating contents that will make a difference in your life and the lives of other people. Dr. Eugenise Mompremier, Minister Eugenise Mompremier, Teacher Eugenise Mompremier, Mother, Sister, Cousin Eugenise Mompremier. Thank you for the work that you're doing, and keep your light shine bright. Thank you
And
for
thank you
being
for the
part.
opportunity.
Yes.
And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for being my mentor. I am the most stubborn mentee, but you deal with me. And I appreciate you.
I have no comment. Thank you very much. And until next time, may God bless you all. You are watching Wake Up Mom. and let's shine the light for each other to make this world a better place for ourselves and our children. Thank you.